Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a quick walk because sometimes you don't have the time and sometimes you just need a good burst and a quick walk to get some extra steps in. If you are using a fitness tracker, this is your reminder to record your walk. Right now I'm just warming up at 2.0. Quick walks like this are a great time, if you can, if it feels right, to challenge yourself to go a little bit faster. And even those little short bursts, even if you can just do it for a minute and then slow back down again, they're going to help with your heart rate, they're gonna help with your metabolism. Oh, it's so good. So this is your little, I don't know, like a little challenge for yourself. If you wanna go a little bit faster during this walk, it would be a great time. All right, so I'm gonna be bumping it up to about 3.0 so I can still keep talking to you guys. But like I said, if you wanna challenge yourself, go a little bit higher than you normally do, even if it's just for a short amount of time. So whenever I ask you guys on Instagram or even on YouTube, when I post those question boxes, I say, what are your questions for me? Q&A time, let's do this. I get so many people messaging and asking, how do you just stay motivated? How do you stay in it? So rather than make this a full Q&A, maybe I'll do one in the future. So if you do have questions for me, put them down in the comments, or you can always message me on Instagram too. But this video, I really wanted to do a quick burst, a quick walk, and just talk about how to stay motivated. Because I feel like, and you're gonna hear what I have to say here. I have my notes right here, but you're gonna hear me say things that are gonna make you feel so much better, because I don't stay motivated all the time. I don't wake up with natural motivation. I have to do certain things and stay in the game and stay motivated with myself by doing certain things. So I'm gonna be teaching you guys that today really quick, because I think it's so important to also normalize the fact that we don't wake up every day just naturally motivated. So hopefully that made you feel better right off the bat. But for me, I think it's really important to remember my whys. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I trying to better my health? Why am I trying to lose weight? Why am I trying to accomplish these health goals? Why? And they're gonna be different for everybody. Like, your whys are totally different than mine. Some of us might have some overlapping ones, but really, we're all gonna be different, right? So that's the beauty of this world. What are your whys? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about why you actually wanna lose weight? Like a lot of times we kind of put out a blanket statement where we're like, oh, I just want to lose weight, or I want to get healthier, X, Y, Z, I want to fit into these pants, all these different health goals that we have. But have you ever really thought about why you want to achieve them? Because really, that should be your driving force every day. And it goes for any goal that you have in your life. It doesn't have to be weight loss, but why do you want it? Think about that. That's a great journaling exercise, actually. Why do I want the thing that I want? You'd be surprised at the things that come out. And don't be ashamed of any why that you have. For a while, my why was I want to fit into my wedding dress. I want to look a certain way on my wedding. This is going back 10 years ago, but that was my first weight loss journey. And those were my whys back then. I had it in my head of what I wanted, and I wasn't going to stop until I got what I wanted when it came to that perfect day in my head, right? So those were my whys back then. I have new whys now for wanting to maintain my weight loss. If you're new here, I lost 65 pounds after the birth of my second baby, and that was 3 years ago. I've been maintaining for 3 years. So it's really important to remember your whys. It's really important to remember why you're doing what you're doing, and it doesn't matter what your whys are, they're yours. Own them, right? If you losing weight is driving you towards a wedding dress or a dress in general or jeans, that's great. Whatever fuels your fire to keep you going each day, doesn't matter what anybody thinks. You don't have to tell anybody. Use that to fuel your fire every single day. Whew. How are we feeling, guys? Did a nice warm up. A few minutes in, I'm feeling good, right? I think this is a really good time before we go to my next tip to talk about today's video sponsor. So today's video is sponsored by Element Electrolytes. I'm absolutely obsessed. You guys know I talk about them a lot on my channel because I have to have 1 packet of electrolytes from Element every single day without fail. They make it very easy for you though, because they come in single serve packets and they have the science-backed electrolyte ratio for maximum hydration. So no matter who you are, whether you are like an NBA athlete, someone who's really working out vigorously, or you're just like me, you're just a busy mom running around after your kids trying to get all the things done, it doesn't matter who you are, we need to replenish our electrolytes. So about a year ago, before I had even heard of Element, I was experiencing some pretty nasty things. Like, first of all, I would have these nasty headaches that would come out of nowhere. Then I was having a lot of fatigue in the afternoon specifically. Coffee wasn't working, it was just making me jittery. I was waking up in the middle of the night with Charlie horses, like out of nowhere, and I was just like on the search for answers. Then I introduced electrolytes daily into my life, and wow, has everything changed. And like I said earlier, the key to this is that science-backed electrolyte ratio. Magnesium, potassium, and sodium seems to be the winning combination, especially for me. I love that Element has a ton of flavors to choose from, and single serve packets means you can take them on the go and bring them with you anywhere. They fit into my life perfectly because of the carb amounts, and there's no junk in there. There's no fillers, there's no gluten, there's no sugar. It's perfect for a low carb lifestyle like mine because there's only 0 to 2 grams of carbs per packet, which is amazing. Anyone watching my video today has a chance to grab this sample pack. So in here, you're gonna get 8 of Element's most popular flavors for free with your next order. All you need to do is go to drinkelement.com/heart. So that's drinkelement.com/heart, H-A-R-T. Use my code, get this free sample pack, try out all of the flavors, and get yourself hydrated. Thank you again to Element for sponsoring today's video. So let's talk more about motivation and how you can stay motivated in doing things that maybe you know you have to do, but maybe you just don't love it. And the biggest thing that I found for me was I found ways to love the things I didn't like to do. So for instance, it's been winter here. Hopefully spring is coming, but we just got dumped with a bunch of snow. So I've been inside a lot, you know, the outdoor walks have been non-existent because it's been so cold. So what do? Get on this baby, right? And normally when I'm not filming it for you guys, I'm on here reading a book. Like, I have my Kindle Unlimited app open and I am reading something. I used to watch YouTube, but I found that it didn't make the time go by much faster. I found myself like looking around the room, wandering. When I'm reading, I am reading. Like, I am so laser focused. The time goes by in the blink of an eye. It's amazing. So I've turned things that sometimes can feel like a chore, and I've instead made them into things that I enjoy, and I've made it my self-care time, right? So I kind of like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I love reading, so when I get on here, I can read and read and read, and it makes me feel so good. And then it kind of fuels me to get the steps in because I know that when I do, I get to read more of the book that I'm really enjoying. So same thing, what do you like to do? YouTube, podcasts, turn something like getting steps into a time where maybe you watch a video like this, or you're listening to a podcast, or listening to a self-help book, you're learning about your hobby, like maybe you want to go into, I don't know, real estate, and you're listening to a real estate podcast, you know, like do something that makes you feel like, oh, I'm excited to do that because I get to do this. So for me, it's like, I'm excited to get on the treadmill because then I get to read my book, right? So it's good to kind of stack those things on top of each other and say, okay, how can I make this more enjoyable? Something that I know I should be doing, getting more steps, right? Same thing goes for other habits that you're trying to do, drinking water, things like that. How can you improve them? And it's always, you know, I say this to my clients all the time, it's so much more about troubleshooting than anything else. It's not about, you know, going way out of our comfort zone, because that doesn't work. It's more about figuring out what we have to do and making it enjoyable and making it something we wake up and want to do. And then here it is. Here is your permission to be okay with the burnout. Have it in big letters. Be okay with the burnout. If there's some days where you just don't feel motivated and you honestly don't feel motivated, like you don't feel like pushing yourself out of it, you don't feel like doing it, you just don't. I think those days are okay. Don't make them too often, but when you have them, I know when I have those days, I let myself be okay with it because they don't happen that often. So when they do, I almost take it as a sign that I needed it, and then I need to rest, then I need to just chill out, take a break from whatever, and just let it go. And always when I do that and I listen to my body, listen to my intuition, I wake up the next day raring to go, feeling this new surge of positivity, this new newfound sense of like, let's get to it, let's do this. So I always listen to my intuition when it comes to things like that. And if you do wake up and you're just not feeling it, pushing it might not get you the results you want anyway, which I've learned for myself. So instead, I really get intuitive and I just listen to my body, listen to my intuition, and I always feel better the very next day. So don't be afraid to be okay of the burnout. And like I said, don't make it too frequent, but when those days come, you relax. Relax, relax, relax. You don't have to be on all the time. And I think those days for me are a really good indication of the balance in my life. So there's your permission. You're always where you're supposed to be, in my opinion. So if we're always where we're supposed to be, then those days where we need to rest, we should be okay with that too, right? And remember too, you are worthy. You can do this. You are doing this. If you're watching me and you are moving your body in some way, even if you're walking in place, you are doing this, right? Be proud of yourself. And remind yourself too that you can do this. You are doing this. You are worthy of every single goal that you have. And you will be motivated tomorrow if you're not motivated today. It's just how it works out. We put the label onto everything. We decide if something is positive or negative, when really everything is neutral. And if everything is neutral, then everything is fine. Everything is all good. So don't be too hard on yourself. I know we're our worst and biggest critics. Give yourself a break, give yourself some grace. Be proud of what you've accomplished so far, even if today's day one. Be proud that you started, right? Whew. Feeling good, guys? I think I'm gonna take it down. Whew. Take it down, do a little bit of a cool down. This felt so good. I'm so glad you guys walked with me today. This was a little quick burst of a walk. I hope it gave you some motivation to either keep going, watch another video, keep walking, or hop off of here and have the best rest of your day ever. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.